Hello and welcome into GroomersTake on today, Thursday, February 25. On today's episode, we've got NHL, NBA, MLB, and a little bit of NFL. But first, today's episode is brought to you by Wilmore Custom Cabinetry. Kitchens, laundry rooms, closets, shelving units, and much more. To take a look at his great work, you can find him at Wilmore86 on Instagram. Let's get right into it. Okay, NHL. I got to talk about Claude Julien and Kirk Muller getting fired. It happened yesterday early in the morning. I did a little Instagram post about it. I'm not too thrilled about it. I don't think he deserved it. I don't think either of them deserved it. Pretty heated debate on Twitter with a bunch of people. The Montreal Canadiens were not expected to be doing as well as they are right now. They're overachieving. So this says to me there's got to be something that was going on behind the scenes where maybe players, other staff, they weren't really liking the direction that Claude Julien was going. You got guys like Deneau, who doesn't have a goal in the season, that Montreal just put a lot of money into. Bergevin could be on the hot seat here too. But Julien out, don't really understand it. He'll be able to find a job, and the same with Kirk Muller. Sometimes you need a bit of a refresh, but let's move on to the coach that will be moving in. Dominique Ducharme, he was a World Junior coach for the National Canadian team not too long ago. Seems like a pretty good coach, a good organized guy, and he got right into it today at practice, juggling some lines, hoping to find a bit more firepower because Montreal's having a bit of a struggle scoring goals. There's not much more you can do. You're locked into Carey Price forever and ever with that contract. Montreal is overachieving, but they still want to be a bit better. So hopefully this move does that just for them. Staying with the NHL and staying with the Montreal Canadiens, the non-goal. How much time do you need to get up and reset? I get it. You're a goalie. You wear equipment. A lot of equipment. But this is it. Matt Murray did not look like he was trying really hard to get back into the play. I mean, it was like a yawn, a look around. I bet when he fell down, he thought, okay, well, if this puck doesn't go in right now, if it does go in right now, it's not going to be a goal. So I'm just going to chill and take my time to get back up. I wouldn't be surprised if while he was getting back up, he thought, oh man, this puck isn't in the net yet. It's still in play. Maybe I should get ready. You don't need that much time. There was no urgency whatsoever in Matt Murray to get back to his feet. Brendan Gallagher's the one that got pushed in and fell into him. He fell down too. He got back up and tipped the puck in. This is a miss. This isn't a logical decision by the NHL in Toronto making this call. Hate it. Not a fan of it. Montreal loses the game. Julien loses his job. You can't say that was the reason, but I hate it. Don't like it at all. We're out of here. Next. Okay, the NFL. So Big Ben is now staying. At first you were looking at it as the GM and the owner. They're saying, as of right now, Ben Roethlisberger is still a Pittsburgh Steeler. When you hear as of right now, that can't be good, but apparently it's fine because the owner, Art Rooney, came out and said Big Ben will be back with the Pittsburgh Steelers next year. Now, did he look good at the end of last year? No. Can he do reconstructing of the contract to make some more money available for possible free agents, like maybe a J.J. Watt? But if Big Ben comes back, he's either got to be a bit more mobile. It looks like he can barely walk right now. Or you're going to maybe cut it in half. Maybe you're going to come up with a little different system. The Steelers have already said they want to see more in Haskins and see what he can do. Mason Rudolph. I mean, yeah, Big Ben's a good quarterback. Maybe you owe it to him for all the years. But if you're just bringing him back hoping that he could just carry the load, I'm a little bit confused by it. Not confused, but a little bit worried. Staying with the NFL and staying with the Steelers. J.J. Watt to the Steelers, it seems like this is what he wants to do. He's not really chasing the Super Bowl. if you will, but wants to come play with his brothers. The money that they could be shedding with Ben Roethlisberger could go to Watt. And I hear that if Watt is going to get pulled away to any other team, it'll have to be number one, a really big contender, and number two, a lot of money. We'll see how that goes. Staying again with the NFL, we have to stay with Houston Texans players. As of now, Deshaun Watson is a Houston Texan. He sat down with the coach and GM last Friday, and he did say to them in a meeting, guys, I don't want to play here anymore. I want out. We'll see what they do. They can still decide not to trade him. It all looks like Miami's the favorite target with a Tua trade. We'll have to wait and see. Either way, bit of a mess right now down in Houston. Last thing on the NFL, Russell Wilson has come out through his agent and said, I deny that I want out of Seattle. I do not want to trade. But here's the thing. There's a no trade clause in Russell Wilson's contract, which means if he wants out, he can pretty much decide where he goes. Where will that be? No one knows, but right now, all the cards are on Russell Wilson. Let's get out of here. Next, the MLB is heating up. Pitchers and catchers have gone down and reported, but Albert Pujols, 41 years old, not retiring, but is he coming back? Is he a good fit somewhere? Could he just go back to St. Louis for one more year and relive glory days and do the whole retirement run thing? Could he go to a contender, just be a DH somewhere? Obviously the numbers have dropped. I don't see him playing first base really anywhere. Maybe once or twice a week, depending on how busy the schedule is. But I mean, wherever he goes, he will produce a little bit for you. You're not going to hate to bring in an Albert Pujols. This guy's going to walk up to the Hall of Fame, knock on the door and say, hey, what's up, first ballot? They're going to say, come right in, sir. He's a beauty. Would it be cool to see him come to Toronto? Be that bench guy? Of course it would. We're all going to say it. Wherever Albert Pujols goes, great career, thumbs up, one of my favorites. Sticking with MLB for one more, let's talk about the Jays and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. apparently losing 40-something pounds and getting into great shape. I love it. You gotta love it. But ultimately, this guy's going to be over at first base a couple years down the road. That's where I see him being. The stronger he gets, the bigger he gets. But hey, good for him getting in shape. Really, really excited to watch the Jays this season. That lineup is going to be fierce. All right, it's time for last call. Let's get out of here. Next. All right, last call. This last call is brought to you by Town Brewery. A better beer, but a stronger community. Shout out to Town Brewery. Gotta love it. All right, Kyle Lowry. If he gets traded, he said he would like to go home to the Philadelphia 76ers. What do we think about that? This is decision time now. Lowry's a free agent at the end of the season, I do believe. If he wants to leave, if the Raptors decide we're not going to go for it this year, or maybe they will just try and compete without Lowry going home to the Philadelphia 76ers, who has been talked about as a front runner in the East. At this point, thank you, Lowry, for everything you've done. If you want to go home to finish out your career, I say do it. And it's very kind of him to say, this is where I would want to go, so at least the Raptors will get some assets back. I love it. Anaheim Ducks in the NHL blow another 3-0 lead to the Arizona Coyotes. This is horrible. This isn't good at all. Is this time to say Fowler, Gibson, Getzlaf, Silverberg, all guys that have been there a while? Is it time for them to leave, be traded, get in more assets? Because it does not look good in Anaheim. A little Tiger Woods update. Pins, rods, staples, everything into Tiger Woods. At this point, it's happy that he's alive. And now it's like, will he be walking again? It's a long road back to golf, a very long road. Of course, you think of Alex Smith, but Tiger Woods is out of surgery. He's going to be recovering, and we'll see what any news carries from here. And lastly, Austin Matthews has been playing with a little bit of a wrist injury. Not a fan of that. Not a fan at all. Apparently it's been lingering all season. This is not what you want for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's your best player. He's the best goal scorer in the NHL right now. If this is a lingering injury, okay, hopefully they can kind of get it healthy as the season goes, but please don't make it a thing where it could require out some time or maybe possible a surgery down the season, because you can't lose a guy like Austin Matthews. That's it for me. As we get out of here, a quick little shout out to Locker Hockey. You can find them at Locker_Hockey on Instagram. You got NHL Dynasty rankings and very deep prospect dives. Thank you for tuning in. Another great episode with everybody. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.